What is going on, everybody? My name is Purnell, and this is one of my favorite creations of all time. This is Dream Dollar Pro, and I can't tell you how excited I was when I cracked the code and figured out how to make this image that I had in my head become a reality without any gimmicks, without any props, without any extras, with no switches. You just borrow 2 bills or use your own, and you can have this miracle on your hands at all times. Let's get into how to actually do it. All right, so I want to show you an impossible illusion. Now, it's not going to be me doing it. I'm not going to be doing fancy sleight of hand. It's actually something that happens all in your eyes. So this one actually goes in what we call hot dog style. This one hamburger style. And the way this works is you put one behind the other, okay? And when it's behind the other, you can actually see the exact moment that it's going to appear that one bill starts to melt through the other. It doesn't. It's just an illusion. You do it. Watch. You start at the front. If you get the right angle, you can see the moment that one bill fuses through, almost embeds itself in the first bill. Just kind of nuts, but it's not really happening. It's an illusion, and you know it's an illusion because it's like a hot knife through butter. You can melt it all the way around, all the way through. But because it's an illusion, something crazy can even happen. And it can go up and go down all the way around. There's no rules when it's an illusion because it's not real. The only thing that's real is the fact that we have 1, 2 bills that can be completely examined. Do you guys have any American bills on you, like cash?
Yes.
Cash?
You have?
Yeah. So we're gonna need any like 2 1s or 2 5s or 2 20s, whatever works for you. Man, I knew I liked you, dude. That's awesome. Here's the deal, and I don't know what this is like in other countries, but in America, when we say fold a bill like this, we're saying fold it a certain style. Have you ever heard of this before? You fold it hot dog style. Because it looks like a hot dog.
Style?
Yeah, it's kind of stupid, but
First time.
yeah,
Okay.
we're gluttonous Americans. I don't know what to tell you. So you put the crease in here, and then you fold it in hot dog style again, right? And actually, once we get this down like this, can you fold this? You're going to fold it hamburger style. Yeah, that's hamburger style. Yeah, you did it. Man, look at you. You're an American in the making, dude.
I eat a lot of hamburgers. I know what it
That's
is.
great. Oh, that's perfect. And my favorite part about this is it's not anything that I do. There's no sleight of hand. I'm no Javi, I'm no Giancarlo. I can't do the stuff that you can do. It's a very compelling optical illusion, okay? So watch very carefully, because all you do is you rub, and you might be able to see the exact moment that the bill melts through the other one.
That would be awesome.
Oh, but you do have to start with it on the back first. Watch. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can usually see it fuse right through that bill. Oh, when I say it's through, what I mean is it's an illusion, because it can move really anywhere you want.
What?
Oh, and I'm sorry, guys. When I said it's an illusion, I mean crazy shit can happen like this.
What?
But of course, man, nothing's real, except for the fact that this is a bill and this is a bill, and there's nothing to steal, there's nothing to switch, there's nothing to ditch, nothing in my hands, and those are just your $2.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Incredible.
Thank you. So, what do you need? 2 bills. That's it. However, there's some things to be aware of here. One, you probably will want to use something like American currency. All denominations of American currency work. 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, 100s. Doesn't matter. You just need 2 of the same. But it's not exclusive to American currency. There's only 2 requirements that a bill has to have in order for this to work. One, it needs to be creasable, okay? So it might be hard with polymer notes, although it's probably possible. And two, it needs to be big enough. Let me explain what that means. I would say American currency is the perfect size because when you go into the fold, it gets a little smaller, but it's still a reasonable size. It doesn't feel awkward in the hand. Some bills, like euros, are very small. So when you go into the fold, they become so small that it looks a little bit off, in my opinion. It still works. You can still do it, but it just looks a little bit off to me. So if you can get some sort of paper, whether that be cash, whether that be a voucher, whether that be a check, whether that be magazine clippings, it doesn't matter as long as they are identical, they are creasable, and they are large enough that it doesn't feel off when you do the fold. Let's go into how to actually do the fold. This is completely fold-based, and it's only one of the bills. The other bill can be completely off to the side. It just needs to be folded in half. I'm going to teach you the fold the way I do it. While I am left-handed, it is not a left-handed trick. This is one of these effects that is not hand-specific. So it is not going to be difficult for you guys to learn it the exact same way I'm doing it, even though I am technically left-handed. I wanted to put that out there. If you want, you can reverse the folds from what I'm doing and make it quote-unquote right-handed, but I do not believe that's necessary because there's not really one thing that a dominant hand is doing over a non-dominant hand. So it is up to you, but I would think that the easiest way to learn it would be the way I'm teaching. Okay? So you're going to fold it with the tail side outwards. Now you're going to rotate it so the top of the E, if you're using a $1 bill, is facing outward. Now you're going to fold everything back, increase the center. Now you're going to put in a 45-degree angle fold right here. It's 45 degrees there, but it is 90 degrees right here. You're going to make it as perfect as you can. Okay? Now, you're going to take this piece right here, and you might think it makes sense to fold this out and make it symmetrical, but that's not actually what you're going to do. You are going to fold it inward and up. So this one is out and down, and this one is in and up. And once you make the creases, this is the fold for Dream Dollar Pro. What this allows you to do is put it on the other bill, and because it's folded the same way, the artwork will match up, and it'll create the illusion of the bill going through the other one. Now that we know what the fold is and how it works conceptually, let's get into how to do the handling. So let's talk about the handling for how to do Dream Dollar Pro. One of them is the easiest fold in the world. It's just in half, making sure that it's the tail side out. Now, you're going to fold this one down. So from the front, in real time, you're going to take this and you're going to fold it downward like this. And now as you bring it back up, your thumb is going to activate that 45-degree angle fold. But your fingers are obscuring it from the front so they can't see that. It just looks like it's folded in quarters. Now you're going to take the other bill, and it looks like you're just going to put them together, but really what's happening is as you're coming up, your fingers are going to twist it as you bring it up behind. So now you're in this position, but they think that it's still in that same orientation. I like to bring this over now, show this hand empty, and put my thumb in. And as the thumb is in, this part pushes up. And now you're in the fold. So I'm going to now go into how to make it look like it's fusing. To do that, you are going to say it needs to start from the front. So I'm going to really put my fingers all the way across and grab this. you might think that this is enough, but from the front, they might see something they're not supposed to. So really go more than you think you might need to, so you have more cover than you think you might need. And put this in like this. And now, from the front, I can just wiggle, and the artwork will match up. You're going to want to make sure that you're leaning it downward, so that way they can't see that seam, and it will blend in as well as it can. Now, I come over like this, so my pointer finger is touching the flat part of the fold here, and my other fingers descend almost like a staircase. And now I can go up and around like this. And it looks really magical. You can even go diagonal if you want. It doesn't matter. You can even move the big bill instead of the small bill, and that kind of gives a trippy illusion as well. When you're ready, you can put it down so this bottom of the bill matches this bottom of the bill. And now you're just going to unroll the bill with your fingers up here in the same position, and you can go all around. When you're ready to go back, this goes back like this. This goes up, so it's not, this portion isn't sticking out at the bottom. You unfold. Now I take it out like this, so you're re-rotating it back to its original position. I hand this to them, and as they're looking at that, now I can rotate from the bottom outward up as I'm still holding on to the other end, and it's going to unfold. And now I put just a few kinks in it to make the diagonal folds less prominent, and now everything is handed out for examination. So if you are borrowing a bill, you will do the same fold, but you're going to put it in real time. So you will not have the pre-fold creases. So it's the same method, but there's a few more things to keep in mind. So you'll fold like this. And remember, if it's the one, I like to keep the E facing away from me. I fold down, but because it's not creased yet, I want to keep these fingers back here and squeeze up here. Now I can take one of the layers, and it's the same thing, except now when I put it up, not only is it not creased, but it also might not be perfect. So if I'm doing this in the moment, I might be up here, and I'm like, whoa, I do not want to crease that. So I'm just going to adjust it, right? You can adjust it, and once it's about 90 degrees, that's when you can crease this now, right? And from the front, it just looks like you're adjusting the bill and making it perfect anyway. They just don't know that it's sticking out here. Now, you take the other bill, and you do the same thing that you did before, but remember, there's just no creases. You're going to put the crease in right now. You adjust, make sure that's about 90 degrees. That looks good to me. And now I'm going to put those creases in. Okay? And now you can go into the exact same handling as everything else. But with 2 borrowed dollars. Something you might want to be aware of is when the U.S. prints money, and I'm sure the same is with other countries too, they're not always printed the exact same way. Sometimes the margin here will be a little bit bigger, some will be a little bit smaller. So we can't always just assume that the artwork will perfectly match up as long as you fold it right in the middle. So, for example, this one, if we get into the fold, it doesn't quite match up on the artwork, okay? So you might want to look at the back here and say, oh yeah, that doesn't quite match up. So you might want to say, oh, well, maybe I need to not fold this one quite in half. I might need to go back a little bit or go forward a little bit and just experiment if the perfect artwork is important to you. I will say, in the heat of the moment, when you're doing live performance, even if there's a little bit of misalignment here, no one notices. No one notices because their focus is all on that tab that's coming out through the bill. Okay, so it's something that you might want to put some thought into, especially if you're using your own bills. If you're borrowing bills, I would not worry about it. You're in the trenches, you're doing it. It's going to look great, even if it's not a perfect matchup. But if you are going to use your own bills and you're going to go through the work to put in the pre-folds, you might as well just make sure that it's as matched up as possible.
Hey, I just wanted to pop on one more time to give a little bit of a clarification, because I was looking at the bills and I realized that if you are not familiar with the depth illusion when you're doing this and you're just doing this, you might be like, Kyle, this looks dreadful. I can clearly see this diagonal fold. So I want to make sure I didn't gloss over it. So this is obviously not the way you want to do this here. So I did say it in the original, but I want to make sure that is very clear. It uses what's called the depth illusion. So when you're holding it here and it's straight on, you can clearly see this line. But when you lean it forward, do you see how the line kind of disappears? And especially if you wiggle it like this, you really can't see. Also, the wiggle kind of covers up any discrepancies where the artwork doesn't match up perfectly. You can just kind of wiggle it like this, and it looks very, very good. If you're concerned about it, you can put your fingers down here to cover a little bit more of that. But honestly, they have no idea what they're looking for. So just doing this is it. So not this. You take the corner that is not the open corner, but the upper creased corner, and you tilt that toward the audience. And with a little bit of a wiggle, it'll look very good. So no, yes, no, yes. Hope that works.
So let's talk a little bit about history and crediting. The very first that I was aware of was Ghost Bills by Andrew Main, which is an excellent impromptu bill penetration with 2 borrowed bills. Still holds up all these years later. I love it. And the other one is Liquid Cash by Henry Harrius. It is a very similar effect to Ghost Bills, but a very different method. In fact, the fold that goes into Liquid Cash works super well as a first phase to Dream Dollar Pro. So if you're interested in that, please consider looking at Henry Harrius's Liquid Cash. I think you would really love it as well. Thank you so much for supporting me and my magic. Thank you so much for picking up Dream Dollar Pro. This is a really special piece, and I really think that this is going to be something that is super easy for a lot of people to put in their repertoires, whether they're doing it casually or professionally. If you love this, I would love to know, and one of the best ways is to leave a review on Penguin Magic. When you leave a review, it helps people know where some great magic is to buy. So I am super, super grateful for everybody's support. Thank you so much again, and I will see you guys later. My name is Kyle Purnell.